turning pages, night turning days. I'm tired of waiting. I gotta make it.
Like,
I've got a trade for you too that I've just whipped up, and it's making me think. Hold on a second. This would be super interesting. Sorry to cut you off, by the way, but this would be something that's interesting. I was thinking, how long? Like, because Kevin Love has 1 year left on his deal, right?
right.
And I'm pretty certain that Kevin Love is going to leave after that year is done. Because I just think he'll want a fresh start. He'll have offers. The only way I see him coming back is if we get LeBron, which, Jesus Christ, who even knows what's going to go on there.
Mm-hmm.
Never say never to something like that, right? But a trade that's just got me wondering is because the Clippers are reportedly going to be making a lot of moves. They're going to be apparently thinking about restructuring the roster. They've got some ideas going on. A part of me wonders, would you do a deal that looks like Kevin Love and pick 14 for Marcus Morris and like a Ivica Zubac? Would you do that type of deal? Because then Morris, you replace Kevin Love with Marcus Morris, who does a lot what Kevin Love does offensively, except he adds much better defense, perimeter defense, even interior defense. And then you bring Zubac in, who could legitimately average, well over 20 minutes per game off the bench. He's one of those guys that works and plays better, I think, when he plays like those 25-minute shorter games. Would he be the answer at backup big? Because he'd be one of the best backup bigs in the game if you got him. And the contracts would match up. That would be something that I would really look at. Like, imagine the depth on that team. If you think you've got your star power right, if you think Collin Sexton's going to be that star, and then you've got Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen there, you've got a big four of the starting five: Garland, Sexton, Mobley, and Allen, plus Lauri Markkanen at small forward, who showed at the start of the year when he was exclusively on the perimeter defensively, he was a pretty good player. His three-point shooting was inconsistent sometimes, but he could go off and average 20 up every, a couple of nights around here and there. Then off the bench, you would have Karis LeVert, who would be a shot creator off the bench. Ricky Rubio comes back now. Isaac Okoro would still be there. Then you'd have Marcus Morris and Zubac as your backup 4 and 5. And then if you had injuries, dude, you've still got 11 and 12th man and 13th man of like Lamar Stevens, Dean Wade, Dylan Windler would still be there, even though he kind of sucks. But someone else would be there, right? That team, depth-wise, no matter how many injuries you had, let's just say Allen and Mobley were to go down for a couple of weeks, dude, Marcus Morris and Zubac are both quality starters who'd be coming off your bench. They just come in straight away. Defensively, it fits what JB wants. There's three-point shooting scattered all around that team. There's playmaking, Ricky Rubio and Garland. There's shot creating, Sexton, Garland, LeVert, even Markkanen. I think it fit. I think it would be a really interesting team. Is a lot to take in, I know, but what that trade could set us up.
I'd do that trade depending on how much I value Collin Sexton. That's so. If I think Collin Sexton coming back is gonna really take us over the hump, I would double down and I would make that move.
Yeah, and the Clippers would do really well out of it as well, because you bring in a dude like Kevin Love, who veteran guy, great 3-point shooting. You finally get a dude that consistently play that 4. And Tyler loves the small ball lineup. Could you imagine a small ball lineup of Reggie Jackson, Paul George, Kawhi, Nicholas Batum, and Kevin Love? That would be a fun team to watch. Yeah. You still got Isaiah Hartenstein, who's looking to be a starter in the league. And I think he could be a starter. If he fixed his defense up, he'd be a really solid player.
I can see that. But it all depends on, ironically, it depends on how much I trust Collin Sexton. If I don't value him too high, I'm probably not going to make that move for the simple fact of that pick. But
why is it because you would attach the pick with Collin Sexton to trade for a star or something?
Yeah. because believe it or not, I think everybody in the league know Collin Sexton has a lot of value, right? A lot of teams, especially a lot of lower level, even a lot of contending teams would be willing to give something for a player like Collin Sexton because, like I said, he's hungry, he's a good scorer, and he's loyal. And that loyalty attracts a lot of teams because they know they have enough time to actually build around you, right? But if I trust in Collin Sexton, like I said, I make the move. I make the move because if the only way I'm paying big dollars for that team is if I know my team is bought in. And I feel like that's a move where you just believe in this roster. Like you believe in Mobley, you believe in his development, you believe in Jared Allen's development, Collin, right? Now, if we make that move, I can see us like how many games we won? We won like 40 something?
44. I think we'd boost to like a 50-win team.
Yeah, we would. Yeah, that would definitely get us 50 games. That would get us fifth seed in the East.
Yeah.
Confidently.
I think the trade works really, really well for both teams. The only unanswered question you'd have is what the Clippers are looking to do with that center position, and also how small ball would Tyler be willing to go? Would he run something like that? Because they've still got Norman Powell, man. Like, they've got some quality players.
And they're going to probably try to keep Robert Covington, too. They'd probably put Robert Covington at the 4 and, like you said, Kevin Love at the 5 just to maintain the defense, too, because Rocco gives you three-point shooting the defense.
Yeah.
And he gives you the ability. He can switch on centers and power forwards. So, you always got that, too. And he helps that triangle that y'all been trying to implement.
Triangle offense, yeah. And the Marcus Morris in Cleveland, dude, he's an aggressive guy. He's a passionate man. He's someone who I think embraces what Cleveland is. And imagine him and JB, bro, yelling at the ref. Lord have mercy for that ref.
Yeah, our technicals is going to be high for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like Zubac is still getting better and better every year. He was really solid for them this year. I think on NBA 2K, he was their highest rated player at one stage because of Paul George and Kawhi's injury. It was like an 80 overall, 81 overall. Dude, to have a play like that off your bench on 11 million is just make it happen. I really like that move. And you could even look at Luke Kennard if they don't want to give up Zubac. Luke Kennard's always there. I don't know about his defense if he would fit in a lot, but you'd still say Luke Kennard's a big upgrade over Jetty Osman, like significant upgrade.
I trade for Jetty. I mean, not Jetty. I trade for Luke Kennard. I like Luke Kennard. I like
him too.
I like what he brings offensively. I think he'd be better with us than the Clippers.
Yeah. He can low-key create his shot too, which not enough people talk about. He can be a shot creator. I mean, you remember Crispy Flakes, the YouTuber? Remember when they traded Luke Kennard? That man, cried nonstop. He was like their best player.
Yeah. That's saying something, though. But,
Yeah. You got anything else, man? Anything else cooking up over there?
I think that might be it, man. I think, because what time we got for our time, it's 12:39. So
Jeez.
I think I'll let you. I think I'll call it quits for today. But with that, I thank you, CHB, for joining the podcast. I can't wait to hopefully get you on here again, talk more Cavs. But is there anything else you want to end off with?
Nah, it was a lot of fun. I'm excited to do it again.
All right. Cavs. Go Cavs, man.
That's Atlantis with that money.